Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Laurel Park. Today at the races on a big day, Keith, Winter Carnival Day, 6 stakes, big day at our sister track, Gulfstream Park. But boy, we have some nice races this afternoon.
Highly competitive fields, and it's cold. We're going to get these horses from the paddock to the gate really quick, so be tied on. There's going to be some accelerated post times on this afternoon's card, so you got to be ready. Got a huge card, as you said, down at Gulfstream. Betting opportunities galore for this Saturday.
We certainly do. And our races here, wow, the spectacular bid, what a race that is. The what a summer. We're going to talk about all those races in a minute. We did talk about Pegasus, and that is happening this afternoon, and you can get your Pegasus World Cup wagering guide downloaded at first.com/guide. At First Bet, and the handicappers have a little inside information for you in there and some insight for those big races at Gulfstream Park today.
Absolutely. I wish I could have had a little bit more time to kind of dig in and look at that card. I'm going to be doing it on the fly because I got to throw together a ticket with the money that's going to be given away down there in those pick 4s and pick 5s at Gulfstream Park.
And speaking of that money given away, guaranteed pool, $750,000 in the late pick 5. Also, $750,000 in the late pick 4. Mandatory payout in the pick 6 down there at Gulfstream Park. And I would have thought our friend Naomi Tucker would have maybe texted us with a couple tickets or something, but she's having too much. No, nothing.
Crickets.
Nothing. Have crickets.
That's it.
Too much fun in the sun down there for Tucker. But big day here and at Gulfstream Park. Keith, let's get right into it. We're going to take a quick look outside. Track is beautiful.
Yeah.
And doesn't brown always look good with the white?
That looks,
just pops off the screen.
Yeah.
Track is really, really nice. About mid-20s this afternoon. We'll have a little bit of wind, but we look good to go here at Laurel Park. The track definitely will not be an issue. Race 1, maiden for fillies and mares, 4 and 5-year-olds, maiden 10,000. We're going to start with your top pick in here, Keith. That is a 3, Icy Harbor. I went back and forth whether I was going to use Icy Harbor on top. But look, 2 back, good race going today's distance of 1.16 miles.
Yeah, Icy Harbor. It's like Lake Shapiro out there in the infield. It's cold. It's going to be iced over a little bit. Yeah, we'll be real quick with our picks in these non-stakes races. Icy Harbor, though, last time out, just kind of allowed to settle off the pace. Had too much work to do. Made a little inside run. We draw inside. We've got, a live bug. Bryson Butterfly. Our bugs right now are catching a little bit of fire. I think Icy Harbor to the front or just off of it this afternoon makes amends for that poor try last time when much lower in odds against some of these.
I've got the 2. Got a good reason for that reason. I think he's going to try to go right to the front this afternoon from that inside draw and try to take it all the way. The 3-1 for Keith. 2-3 for myself in the opener. Race 2 is a 3 lifetime 10,000 event going 3/4 a mile for fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. And we're going to start with your top pick in here. This is one I did not get to, but also I'm going to forget your early pick 4. So let's take a look at it.
There it is, real quick. $18 ticket, 125 to get you started. Mississippi Thea's theme and Minnetonka 2 deep in the 3rd with the 1 and the 4. Maybe best upset shot, I think, is bust off to maybe take down court today.
I saw that.
We'll see. Race 4 with the 1 and 5. Wrap it up 3 deep, 6, 9, and 10. I would add a little bit. This race 5 to me is kind of a scramble. If you can add a little bit to that ticket, do so. I'm pretty firm in that 3rd race, no doubt, and the race that gets you started. Maybe races 4 and 5 if you can add a little bit there. But there's $18 ticket to get you started. Let's look at the second.
And let's look at the second. Interesting, you don't use my top pick in the second, but you do use the 2 Thea's theme on top, 2 back. This one ran a pretty decent race against about the same type of horses, finishing second, going 5.5 furlongs.
Yeah, I think she's going to be able to just draft into a perfect trip. She's got a little bit more tactical speed than the 1. Always something. If she breaks good, Lambeau Lady, they're quick. Even Volnay. This is a little mare. I looked at that race 2 races back where she was kind of 3 wide making that run against winners. That was an okay field. She's run races at 6 furlongs that work for me. The value is there. We're looking for value. There's a trainer that flies under the radar. Wins at a pretty good clip. I'll be at a lot of Delaware, but this horse won't attract a lot of money. I fear the 1, Mississippi, comes out of a double key race 2 races back, should be charging from the back of the pack.
Well, you don't use my top. You use at the bottom of your ticket. The 3, Little Miss Scarlet. She's dropping off recent good efforts. Her last 4 races include 2 wins, breaking her maiden for 10,000, and then has been running consistently well.
Yeah, she's going to sit, somewhere mid-pack, 3 or 4 out of it around the turn. We talked about the track yesterday a little bit. Speed was good
Yeah,
for the
speed was
majority of the card. We'll see if it, plays the same, especially as things could probably tighten up with a little bit of the chill. Yeah, she's kind of got that chaser. She's going to be a shorter price. Minnetonka, though, Rob, just on a roll right now. She is on the improve. I got a little stat here real quick. Improving figs, he's like 30% over the last few years with 3 ascending numbers. So just getting better and better as Minnetonka.
Minnetonka is, and she's pretty useful on the turf, but she's starting to come around on the main track. As we move to race 3, this is the first of our 6 stakes today. This is Jennings for Maryland bred and Maryland sired, going 1 mile. And we're going to start with your top pick. It's a 1 bust off. I like bust off also. This is a 12-time winner, and he's won 5 times going a mile.
Likes the distance.
Loves
just can't have a hiccup from down in there. But I like the positional speed and the heart that this horse brought last time. Took pressure from a really fast horse in Spicer, took it, handled it, and kept going. Cordmaker, he's as good as they get right now, the way he's going. But if anybody, I think, can pop up and run fast enough, slight regression for Cordmaker, this is the 1 bust off. I just like his position, and he's got a tactical edge, I think, over a couple of these other horses.
And he's been very effective going the mile. And Cordmaker has been good, but not as quite as effective going that 1-turn mile. As Bustoff has, as we talk about Cordmaker, my top pick. Let's look at his race from the day after Christmas in the Manfuso. And boy, what a race he ran this day.
Lifetime best. We talked about it yesterday. 102 buyer figure at 6. And a really good, patient ride here by Victor. Got this horse in a position, said, okay, we're not going to try to shoot through along the inside there. The course was thinking maybe that the horses would come off, working a dream, hug the inside, but works out this path and just accelerates home. Just, what more can you say about this guy? 12 wins from 34 starts. He's faced some of the best horses in the Mid-Atlantic, much less the country, and he's fared well. He tries every time. He brings it every time. Back to a mile, if there's any little hiccup. But he's 2 for 6 at that, too. So, I think the assist that Bustoff gets as well, we got this late scratch on the 6, Ain't the Beer Cold, who I thought was going to be a pace present to maybe be a little bit of a nuisance to my top selection. But I'm just going to key around the 1 and 4 in here.
The 3, Hanalise Houdini, comes in for Mike Maker, Horacio Caramanos. He's no stranger to us here in Maryland. Has run 2 starts ago. Second, I was down there, just beat 3/4 length in the Claiming Crown.
Yeah, I think there's one you've got to think about. He is still not quite
just
peaked to this group. He just hasn't quite reached that level yet. But a good horse.
Right.
I'd love
good
to own
horse,
him.
mid-80s. He's capable of running mid-80s any day of the week. 4-7 for myself, 1-4 for Keith in the Jennings. We move to race 4. This is our second Maryland-bred stake of the day. This is a Geisha going 1 mile for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward. And we're going to start with your top pick, Keith, in here. That's the 5. Good Life Cider, first time for Brittany Russell. And that's a big attraction, 36%. Now, I also thought maybe we'd get a little track with moisture, but no way. Our track crew's done a great job, which I thought would make him a little bit better also.
Yeah, as well. I think to me, it was tough to separate Kiss the Girl, looking dynamic on Artful Splatter. Artful Splatter may have to deal with Paisley singing. I like the way the 4's been ramping back into form and showing tactical speed and heart. But Good Life Cider, in relation, talking about Artful Splatter was a horse that really wasn't a whole lot on the dirt. Changed barns, really jumped up in buyer fix. I'm just projecting here. You're going to get value on a Brittany Russell horse. I'll take the chance.
Sure.
You saw Factor In improve like 35 points on the dirt first time a Brittany Russell. Let's take the shot here, key around a little bit of value here with the 5.
Well, let's talk about Artful Splatter and Kiss the Girl. We're going to look at their race from December 26th. This is in the Carousel, and you can't miss Artful Splatter. Now, the interesting to me about Artful Splatter is I've been staying away from her because I thought she did her best running on and off track, and she does. But she's been steadily improving on a fast main track like she is here.
Absolutely. I mean, she got a comfortable flow, was able to relax off of it, went on the attack, and just got beat. Miss Leslie's in razor-sharp form, went up to run another big race in New York. So Artful Splatter's probably going to get the jump on Good Life Cider, Kiss the Girl, and looking dynamic. the flying over here might be Paisley Singing, a horse that could zing out from the outside and really try to soften up a horse like Laurel. So take nothing away from this effort. This was very, very good. And she ran well with trouble a couple races back.
As she has, and she likes to be up there, but she's likes to be up with the lead. But if Paisley Singing is really going to be pressing her, hopefully she doesn't try to press with her. Paisley Singing probably going to come back. So that might be when you don't really want to chase.
Yeah, let her go and then just relax and then just try to go on the attack around the turn. Kiss the Girl's good. I mean, and look at Diamond. The higher price of the Trombetas, I think, has a little bit of shot in here. Yeah.
Look at the 9 furlongs didn't work, but you look back some of our other races going a mile and a mile and 16th, they could work this afternoon. Sharp work coming into this race also. As we move to race number 5, this is for $5,000 nickel race, nickel beaten race, going 3/4 of a mile. It also kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. Callie put together a ticket for us, and this is how she plays it. She goes 4 deep in here. Why not? This race is wide open, and she uses the 3, the 4, the 6, and 9 in race 6. A spectacular bid. Another good move. 3, 8, 9, and 10. That's a tough race to pick apart. Race 7, 3, and 4. That's the extra heat. Luna Bell and Beneath the Stars. Race 8 in the What a Summer. She goes 3 deep there. 3, 5, and 7. She doesn't use Hibiscus Punch, but she's coming off a layoff, so she's got to use some money somewhere. In race 9, she singles on Wonder Where Craig Is and Why Not. He looks tough, but I don't think that race is any give me. And then race 10, 4, 6, and 7 to close it out. $57.60 on the Rainbow Pick 6. Race 5, as I mentioned, beaten nickel going 3/4 of a mile. We're going to start with your top pick to the outside. That is the 10, Bartolino. Gina Vello gets the call for the red-hot Rudy Sanchez Solomon. Two starts ago, got the job done with close to a lifetime best. That race was on the slot.
Yeah, and I think he's going to be on the engine again today. He comes against Swing West out of that race. Swing West on a roll kind of right now. They went fast, very quick internals when hung out deep. Might take some pace pressure. Got a little bit of help with the scratch. The 7 is out 1 dozen banks. Big Hambone looks like the main concern, I think, from his outside, but I think he can drop over. We saw that inside carrying some speed pretty good yesterday. Maybe he takes advantage of that for a barn that's red hot.
I've got the 4 Jungle Warrior on top. This will be second off a layoff for Jose Corrales. A nice return at this level, going a mile. Turns back to the 3/4 this afternoon. And look, he's got the numbers. He's got the figures and the performances. He's got good results with those figs, too.
The only thing that got me, I saw a stat, 4 for 89, 4% over the last couple of years. I know, 7 to 10 days. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but I have the horse in the mix. I still have the horse in the mix. I'm going to use the horse. If you watch his last race, looked like a horse that just came up a little short. He was well in hand the whole way. Wasn't let out until the top of the stretch. Faded just a slight bit. This is a horse that wants to turn back and rally from mid-pack. He's going to get the chance today. I'm using him. That was just why I didn't have him on top. I'm using him in the exactas.
My best bet through the day. Best bet of the day. Shot through the heart. Unbelievable. Let's take a little break. When we come back, we'll talk about the late pick 5 and the rest of our stakes action.
Pegasus, the divine winged horse that flew with heroes mounted for glory. Arrogant, gun runner, city of light, mucho gusto, and Knicks go. Racing, the thunder and the lightning on the track, energy in the stands. 5, fashion, entertainment, all for one.
Welcome back to Today at the Races on Winter Carnival Day. We're going to go to race 6, a spectacular bid, Keith. And wow, Keith, this might be the race on the card. I can make a case for the Locomotive, HP Moon, Shake 'em Loose, Coastal Mission, a lot of hope, Witty, Last Romance. These horses are running well against good company. Where are we going to go?
Where are we going to go? Well, looks like we agree here on a lot of hope. Recency, shown the talent, has overcome adversity in a couple of spots, rallied against a bad rail 2 races back after a little trouble early on from an inside post. I thought that was an awfully strong race. I think this horse with, kind of maybe even a stamina edge over HP Moon. Talent, we're waiting. I mean, we're going to show you HP Moon is like the horse everybody's been waiting for. You're going to get the chance to see him this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, look, a lot of hope. I mean, he's answered every single question. He went from 5.5 to 7 ace. He just gets beat by what looks like a pretty nice horse in Joe of Mike Trombetta's. Comes back, gets the win, going 5.5 again. Everything looks good for me with a lot of hope, and I love the outside draw with Xavier Perez this afternoon. Let's talk about the 3, and that is HP Moon, and we're going to look at his maiden score. This was back in August, on August 21st, and we're picking this one up at the 5-ace pole.
Yeah, this is a horse. We said the story about the Saratoga. Was it a miss idea? Love the race call here. If you get a chance to watch it with volume, Rodman's race call was great. But anyhow, broke inward at the gate, too. I watched this again this morning and kind of brushed the gate, so I had to recover from that. But, man, accelerated 23 flat. Okay, 23 flat at Pimlico opening quarter is blazing, especially for a 2-year-old firster going 3 quarters. Very little run up, and did it that easily. I mean, doing it in hand. I mean, that's just crazy. That doesn't happen. And you see this top of the stretch home, just a little guy 3 wide and rolls away under minimal urging. Horses have come out of that race to run well. Yeah, it's just at 7/8 of a mile off the left. But do you think 7/8 is a little bit of advantage? Because you may not have to go as fast, early.
It's a good question. He won't have to go as fast early. 7/8 has never been my favorite distance as a first-time starter or a horse coming off a layoff. It's an elongated sprint, but yes, the early parts of the races should be easier for him, but now he's going to have to keep going. But you make a good point. People should know about Pimlico, is the gate is set right on the pole. It's like 3 feet. It's not much. So if one goes 23 or if they go sub 23, they are doing something in the early part because you break right on the timer up there at Pimlico. Big 81 buyer, easier field. Waters get a lot deeper this afternoon. You have interest in the 4 also, Shake 'em Loose. I like the 3 a little bit here. Excuse me, not the 3, the 10 to the outside, the 9 and the 10, Witty and Last Romance.
Yeah, I'll talk about Witty real quick. This is a horse. It's got a ton of talent. Half to Caravel. Caravel, love the turf. This one's just fine on the dirt. And really, I know the field last time out wasn't quite as deep is what this one was. But another one who's shown the ability to overcome some trouble, broke a little slow, had to kind of pull its way through some traffic. Boy, once this horse got to the outside, just rolled past the field. The experience is 7 furlongs. He's run fast enough, in my opinion, to be a major player in here from off the pace.
And the outside of him is Last Romance for Cal Lynch, who did run just behind Shake 'em Loose in his last start, going 7/8 of a mile. Good outside draw. Maybe can come with a little bit of finish. But this is a great race. The Spectacular Bid is a really good race this afternoon as we move to race number 7. This is named for Extra Heat, and we're going to talk about Extra Heat a little bit later on in the show, going 3/4 of a mile for 3-year-old fillies. We're going to start with your top pick, the 3, Luna Bell. Her race from December 18th was going 7/8 of a mile, but boy, did she roll on up there.
Oh, you see the breeders and the family and everything there. We've been familiar with these horses in the family for a while now. And I tell you, this was the Pletcher horse, right, that was right on the lead, the favorite, and just kind of cruising along. So it wasn't really a duel or anything that she was able to kind of have her way, set things up. No, look at this run. I guess the one thing you can say is rode the best part of the racetrack. But, man, is she developing nicely here for Hammy Smith and the whole crew. Collars the leader and goes away by 2 3/4. Today, shortens back up. I like the punches she's going to bring at 6, maybe better than at 7 with the flow that this race is going to provide. It's going to be fast and furious up front. Luna Bell, I think, just sits and rolls past again. Look at her through the wire. Very eager.
And you're right. I mean, it may even set up better because there is a lot of speed signed on here. I went to her outside Beneath the Stars. She's been very good over her last 3. She just ran second, being 2 lengths to By the Best. By the Best is a serious runner. She's 4 for 6. She's already a multiple stakes winner. By the Best comes in here with a sharp work. Look, if she can Buff My Boots is going to come on out of there. You know they're going to the front. But if she can get a little bit of an edge or just lay off Buff My Boots, which she's shown the ability to do before, and still come with a little bit of finish. It could be good enough and maybe get away, get the first crack at the wire.
Absolutely.
That's the extra heat. Race 7, good-looking bunch there. Also, let's go to race 8, the What a Summer, another nice race. Fillies and Mares. This is a Fritchie prep going 3/4 of a mile. I was fortunate enough to win this race one year with Sensibly Chic, actually. Look, this is a nice race. We're going to start with your top pick. This is one I didn't get to. And then, of course, I go back and I look at it. I go, Keith might be on something. Filet d'Esprit for John Robb, who's hitting at 41% at this meet. Angel Cruz gets the call. Life Best in her last race, and boy, does she get a great draw, in my opinion, out there.
And that's the key for me. I think she is just cycling up, to maybe even another top today. The way she's running, she's got the home court advantage maybe over a couple of these other horses coming in. I mean, she dusted that field, and there were some horses that had a little bit of talent in there that go off and win by 7. I think it's one more jump for Jerry Robb here. She's going to escape at a little bit of a price. Filet d'Esprit to just kind of sit there, stalk and pounce. I know that Don't Call Me Mary beat her a couple races back. That was second off of a break. She's got more time, more development now. I like her as a price.
The more you're selling me, telling me that this is a filly who won 5 in a row at one point, 4 in a row, and looked very, very good. Her numbers are going the direction you want them to go, and that is north. I do have the defending Fritchie winner, Hibiscus Punch, on top. We're going to take a look at her race, and this was a Fritchie last year where she escaped. How did this happen? And you said it the other day, coming off a win in a nice allowance race, she went off at 42-1.
Yeah, I just didn't think this was an extreme reach. When I saw the overnight and then I looked at the PPs, I'm like, okay, this horse is a user. Never thought this kind of price, 40-1. I remember, I think I was down in New Orleans visiting my son at the time, happened to watch the race. I said, ka-ching. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Rolls up 3 wide. And another one, just like Cordmaker, just getting better, it looks like, with age. Working well. Is she going to just need one against a group? There's a pretty quality group here today. Is she going to need one? I don't know. If she brings an effort like this, she won't. But kind of, running style, maybe just off of Filet d'Esprit. Will she be as sharp? I don't know. But I think she's a player right back off the break.
I have faith in Justin Nixon. Horacio Caramanos gets the call there. The 7, Don't Call Me Mary, for Todd Pletcher. I think you can confidently throw that 7/8 of a mile race out. She's very, very good going 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah, this is another one. You kind of peg her style and her kind of cycle pattern, everything like that. She looks ready to go back to one of her best races. I like the fact that she's been able to sit just off of it as well. We'll see what kind of tactics the rider takes, because I think Princess Kokachin's got to roll out of there from the inside. So a couple of these horses are going to be forced to rate from just off of it.
And Princess Kokachin could take them a long way. I mean, there's no doubt about that. Xavier Perez stays on Princess Kokachin. Doesn't typically, it rides for the Jerry Robb barn, but goes with Princess Kokachin, or he was told to go with Princess Kokachin. We don't know how that worked out, but that's where he lands. Regal Retort, we need to talk about that one. A Steve Asmussen runner. Georgie Ruiz gets the ride, returning off of a short break. Last race at 3 then going 7/8 of a mile. Big effort, and a lifetime effort. That was over the slop.
Yeah.
Appears to me she's a little bit better on the wet going than she's a fast main.
Completely agree. I like that assessment, and the 5 time limit comes in for Maker. Same thing. Got some gaudy numbers on the dirt. Topped it at 88. Okay, field at Oaklawn 2 back again, but that was an off the turf. That wasn't off the turf race. A couple races back was. What has she really faced on the main track? Figures kind of work. Style should be right up with the action. I'm worried about the last 60, 70 yards for her. Can she follow through against this group?
Nice edition of the What a Summer this afternoon as we move to the 9th race. This is the fire plug. I won this race too. Now I think about it. With Abundanza. Look, this race is loaded with some gas. Let's start with your top pick in here, and that is a 2, Wonder Where Craig Is. We're going to look at his race from September 18th. This is Francis Dash. Now, he eventually gets taken down in this race, but he doesn't know it.
Yeah. He doesn't know it, and tough beat here. But I love the way he just kind of relaxed. There were some really fast horses in this race. Lou, the horse on the rail, was coming in really strong form. Jalen Journey, another one holding true with good form. The horse is running, I think, up in New York. But just look at this. Kind of effortless just outside and just nudged on to the lead. Unfortunately, a little hiccup here coming past mid-stretch. But dead game to the wire to hold on. Goes up to New York, wins on a sloppy sealed surface. A little bit of time to just maintain that form. Fresh and back and ready to go. I think if he breaks clean, he controls it from the inside. That's your key. Right. Will he come away?
Yeah, and that is the key for me. He breaks down toward the inside. He has got to get away because he broke to the outside in his last race, and he laid off horses in his maiden special weight. And that different caliber type of horses. There's some speed in this race. I don't think he can afford to break that half step slow.
Right.
And there's going to be pressure, maybe right from his outside with 3s over deuces, but of course the 6 Jackson Traveler, must talk about him right now.
Yeah.
Also for Steve Asmussen, Victor Carrasco. This is a horse who's never been worse than third in his career. He's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. He likes coming down to the old line stage.
He just brings it every time. I mean, if you're going fast, he'll stay up with you and give everything he's got, every ounce to the wire. He looks like he's kind of hit his peak. We know who he is. I don't know at this point of the careers if he's quite as good as Wonder Where Craig is. We'll see.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's as good as quite as Wonder Where Craig is. I just think there's some things you could point to that maybe you might be able to get out of here with a decent price, and that's what I'm going to try to do. I've got Penguin Power on top. My price pay of the day for Jeff Runco. This is a 14-time winner. And I loved what he did in his last race, which was first off a layoff in the Dave's Friend. He typically goes to the front, couldn't get to the lead that day from the outside, but Boca Chica just lets him settle in. He comes with a little bit of run. He just misses by a head. This is a serious racehorse.
Really good racehorse, absolutely. My biggest key for him is he going to get hung out by these other speeds? If things kind of, they never come out as we think they're going to come out with guessing the speeds. Bill and I always complain about that when we're calling the charts. But anyhow, will he just kind of be hung 3-4 wide, or can he draft in and maybe get a position? Yeah. He was really good last time. I did not think he would sustain like that, and he did.
So he's my price play of the day. I'm sure I'm going to get a pretty good price. Let's not get out here without talking about Shaq Queen King. Interesting move. Gary Capuano coming out of these route races, third behind Cordmaker, turning back to 3/4 of a mile. Hey, he should have plenty of pace to run at.
I don't think he's going to be super close early. I think maybe 6, 7, 8 out of it, leaving the 3/8. But he will let things develop. He's been a different horse since being gelded. He's really improved. This is, I think, the right kind of move. Maybe 7/8 would be a little bit better for him, maybe. But I think he can rally into it. He's run some big numbers of late.
Threes over deuces coming out of that win in the Dave's Friend, where he came off of the pace that particular day. If you recall, that's the way the racetrack was playing that day. Everything came from off the pace. Kalosaurus and, of course, Cordmaker from a little bit off the pace. But he's shown speed before. We'll see how it all works out. This is a really, really good race in the Fireplug later this afternoon. Race 10 is our finale, and this is a 1 mile race of 4 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds and upward. Wide open 8,000, and you have the 7 on top. That is Electric Trope.
Yep.
Why not? He's got the races. He's got the numbers. He's in good form.
Yeah, a couple scratches in here. Scratched the 3 Blood Prof and the 5 Glengar. Glengar looked like he could be part of that speed, which gives Frankie Murch maybe a chance to try to stretch it on the front end. But I think a shorter field here, the Electric Choke, the blinkers went on last time. A confident move up in class. Should be able to sit somewhere a couple lengths out of it and just kind of grind them down through the stretch.
And I've got Frankie Murch on top, and I get helped out with the scratch of Glengar, but in decent form. In first time off the claim for Kevin Dove, ran behind Military Hop, would come back to win again yesterday. So I'm going to take a shot with Frankie Murch in race 10. That does it for our fantastic card on Winter Carnival Day this afternoon. Keith, let's move to the lightning round, because I think we got some good stuff this afternoon. Well, we're going to start with the results from the Stronach 5. There were 17 winners for $4,648. That's not a bad day at work. And look, they all played pretty well. 860 here at Laurel with visual artist.
Visual artist.
Visual artist, which was one of 3 winners for Jamie Rodriguez and 2 winners for Jamie Ness. 720 out there at Santa Ana, 1080 at Gulfstream, $8 and $680. Those were the winning payoffs for the Stronach 5. Still, $4,648.
For that? For those winners? That's tremendous.
Nothing to sneeze at there.
Yep.
We talked about Jamie Rodriguez just a second ago, but let's talk about it again. Jamie had 3 wins yesterday. 2 of them were for his main man, Jamie Ness, and this is one of them right here. This is I forgot the horse's name now.
That's Military Hop.
That's
right?
Military Hop.
Yeah.
I just said it. How about how this horse wins? Just as easy as he wants. Second time, Jamie Rodriguez has always ridden well. Gets a 3-bagger here. Congratulations to Jamie Rodriguez. So we've got a couple races today named after some really nice horses, Spectacular Bid and Extra Heat. But a lot of people just forget about them, so I thought it'd be fun to go back and look at a couple of their races. And we're going to first look at Spectacular Bid's Preakness. We have the call from Dave Johnson. We're going to pick this one up about the half-mile pole.
The quintet moves past the half-mile pole. Tightly bunched. There goes Spectacular Bid on the outside. Spectacular Bid takes the lead. And Flying Pacer is in second position. The Bid in front. The Pacer second. General Assembly drops back third. Screen King on the outside is fourth. And Golden Act is fifth. As they move to the top of the stretch, Spectacular Bid draws away. Now in front by 4. Screen King takes up the chase. Second on the outside. Flying Pastry drops back. And Golden Act moves through on the rail. And down the stretch they come. And Spectacular Bid opens up a 5-length lead. Golden Act along the inside is now second. Screen King is third. And as they move into the final 16th of the line, it's Spectacular Bid. Ronnie Franklin aboard. And Spectacular Bid is eased under the wire to win the 104th running of the Preakness Stakes.
And a very joyous Ronnie Franklin
Yeah.
that day. He galloped out. He must have held that whip in the air for a quarter of a mile going
great.
around the turn. What a racehorse Spectacular Bid was. What did Grover Delp say about the Spectacular Bid?
Best horse, right? To ever look
Best
through a
horse
bridle.
to ever look through a bridle, and he may not have been wrong. This was a nice horse. As a 4-year-old, he had no comers. Nobody wanted to race against Spectacular Bid as a 4-year-old. Ended up winning the Woodward in his final start of his career in a walkover.
I went back and kind of looked. 26 for 30. I guess the stats, I'm finding everything right about him. Won at 15 different racetracks. It's incredible. I
Half
think
truck
look at
will
Monadell
travel.
or AC, Meadowlands, you name it, Hialeah, Keeneland, just all over the map. I mean,
He was an incredible horse.
Yeah,
and
incredible.
Mr. Delp may have not been too far off. That was a nice horse. Speaking of a nice horse, we had one around here for Mr. Salzman. Her name
Yeah.
was Extra Heat, and we're going to watch her Barbara Fritchie win from 2002 with Dave Rodman from the half-mile pole.
Stamp in close attendance to her second. Here's Gold Mover right on her outside, next in third. City Fair has come under sudden pressure. Kimberlotta's in between horses. Platinum Tiara, Lip Sings Affair, and Diane Hill has dropped out to trail the field 8 lengths in the front. Less than 3/8 of a mile to go. The half was in 45-2. Extra Heat still showing the way. Prize Stamp, Gold Mover. Kimberlotta's running a big race in fourth, and Kimberlotta's got some run left on the inside. Just needs to get through down there, running 4th and 3 off the lead, but Extra Heat spurts away 3/16 out in the Fritchie. Kimberlotta running stoutly on the inside, trying to capture second from Prize Stamp, followed by Gold Mover, 1/8 of a mile to go. Extra Heat put to pressure, driving 3.5 lengths with a 16th to come now from Kimberlotta and Prize Stamp and Gold Mover. They can't beat the heat. Extra Heat, she wins it by 2.5 in 122-3.
122-3 over the old Laurel racetrack.
Laurel, yep.
That was running. That was clearly doing something. Extra Heat. What a filly mare she was.
Oh, yeah, good thing. I guess the next year, right, the 2003 Fritchie in the fog. Emerging from
right.
the fog for the win.
couldn't use that
Yeah, I
video.
know we couldn't use that. But,
The
but
video,
yeah, just phenomenal. $5,000 purchase. That was Kenny Taylor and all those guys. Just really, really good stuff. Another one, 26 for 35, $2.3 million. Imagine what these horses would be making nowadays.
Today.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
man.
Twice that. Twice that. But extra feet, she was great to have around, and she was locally based, which even made it more fun here in Maryland. Sorry about the grainy video with Spectacular
Oh,
Bid, but that's the way it
worth
goes.
it, man.
It's it just gives it a good feel.
Yeah.
It gives it a good feel.
Yep.
All right, Keith, time to play my favorite game.
Okay.
Tomorrow's top story today.
All right. Well, I didn't look long enough at the Gulfstream card. I'll go to Laurel card. Jerry Robb springs an upset with not the rail horse, okay, Fier d'Esprit to go ahead and win the What a Summer at a price of $18.
My top story for today, for tomorrow, is Gulfstream Park Security has to physically remove Naomi Tucker from grounds after refusing to return to Maryland.
I like it. I like it. That's right up there with my J-Lo story.
There you go.
That's perfect. I love it.
Good luck, everybody. Big day of racing here at Laurel. Winter Carnival, 6 stakes, great races down there at Gulfstream with some good guaranteed pools. It's going to be a great day.
Enjoy the day. Stay warm if you're out here in Maryland braving the elements. But glad to have you along. Enjoy the day.
Stay in the building.
Yep.
All right.
You got
Good luck,
it. Good luck.
everybody.